Okay, so this is just a quick B-roll to cover the installation of the TTX shocks in the RCF and ISF. But we have these floating spacers here, and they have a bevel, and they kind of have to have this bevel because the lip of this lower mount doesn't allow them to slide in afterwards. So these need to be installed with this little block spacer that we have inside here, and then you will push the bolt through and basically eject that plug out of there. But we don't want to cut this zip tie until those have been installed on the lower mount, and we kind of have a target for this upper hat to come and hit the mounting point inside the pocket of the car. Because these are overstroked, the overall shock assembly is longer than obviously it needs to be, but it ends up being tuned off of where this bump stop hits the body, more so than where it droops out. So the suspension is going to droop out, and that's going to limit where this shock length ends up being on the vehicle. And so up front we have a short, narrower mount. In the back we have a wider mount. And same thing in the front. You're going to mount this in, slide the factory bolt through so that it's anchored in place, and that will allow you to put that nut in, but then allow it to slowly rebound up and touch these studs into the mounting area. Now the front has a 4K helper spring, or assist spring as it's called, because it does factor into the overall spring rate. We do that anytime we're going into the higher spring rates for these vehicles, just to give it a little softer knee on full droop. And as you can see, this is where we're going to be installing. Everything is a little bit tight, and this mount will be a little bit tricky to kind of wedge in there, but just be patient and everything will kind of slide in. Same thing on the rear. This is where we're mounting. The factory bolt has a little bit of a lead-in screw on it, so you can use that to your advantage. And I guess the biggest things are, again, that we're going to cut these zip ties once it's in place, and then we're going to remove these plastic retainers that kind of hold on the body. And if you ever need to service these in the future, you can basically install these when the vehicle is compressed, put the zip tie in, and remove them kind of pre-compressed, if you will, so that it will allow you to bring them out. Otherwise, you could also use a toe strap, something else that will allow you to get this type of compression and kind of hold it there. So anyway, that's just a quick B-reel to kind of show you the summary of what's going on with these OHLINS TTX two-way. We have four ways as well, but these are two ways in particular, shocks for the Lexus RCF and GSF. If you found the information in this video helpful, please spread the word, and you can always find us at shopfigs.com.